And I love to get on the road for a couple reasons. One is in my prayer life, it's enjoyable. Before we get started and start looking at actual gardens and talking about them, let me give you my 5 tips for good road warrior prayer. Always, always, always check the website of the garden before you go. Gardens are notorious for not being open all of the time. They are sometimes only open during certain seasons, certain days of the week, certain times of the day. You don't want to get all excited and drive an hour into the hinterlands to go visit a garden off the beaten track and then find out they're not open. You might want to be prepared, take a prayer along. There are generally 2 different kinds of prayer experiences you're going to have in most gardens. One's going to be a walking experience, where you're going down a circular path or a trail or walking through some type of garden setup. And the other is going to be a bench or a pergola or somewhere you're going to be sitting down under a tree or under something. And maybe having that already planned in advance and having both options is great. You know, for Catholics example, you might want to do the rosary as you're going down through a garden path. If you're just sitting, maybe you want to have something in mind of what you want to talk to God about or a favorite prayer. You could also bring a garden devotional with you. You could bring a favorite poem or a psalm or a proverb. It's nice when you're prepared and bring many different ones so that at each garden you stop and visit at, you have not only the setting set up, but also what you want to do in that setting. It will maximize the experience. Pay attention to your experience in the garden when you sat there and prayed. Try to make mental note of it, or when you get back to your vehicle, write a quick note to yourself. Take photos, anything, because if you felt incredibly inspired by your surroundings, that's exactly the kind of garden you're going to want to go home and create in your own space. You will find during your prayer that possibly the kind of bench you sat on, what was above your head, the flowers, plants surrounding you, the smells, the setting, all of those can be replicated in a small sanctuary space somewhere in your garden. There are a lot of visual clues in nature. And when we get out to gardens, we have an opportunity to see how plants adapt and to remember that we are adaptable. That when we go visiting in gardens, we can learn a lot about ourselves. So, for example, these trees here by the sound, by the ocean, they're so adaptable to all of this high pressure wind. And we're reminded of the capacity God has given us, the capacity for us to handle the difficulties in our lives. And so when we visit gardens and we really look at what's going on in the space, what the plants are doing and how they adapt, we can take those cues. They can help us be more adaptable in our own lives and to remember the great capacity God has given us. With God, everything is possible, and we can handle all of the difficulties in our lives by being aligned with Him, just like these plants are aligned with the nature He provides. And so when we take a few minutes to pray in these spaces with these messages, it really brings us great peace. And I like to take road trips for prayer because I like the variety of it. I like sitting in different kinds of spaces. I feel I'm out there finding God in a whole lot of different places. I enjoy the beauty others have created and to get to sit in their spaces and to hope that as they were creating that, they were connected to God. I hope that they know they were, even though I know they were. I just love to be out there experiencing God in different environments. Sometimes sitting in a formal garden space when I want to have a formal conversation with God is awesome. And then sometimes I can be in just this great wild garden of flowers and stems and branches and everything just so informal and flowing because I want to flow with the Lord. I want to feel that my love for Him and my connection to the Holy Spirit is flowing just like the garden space I'm sitting in. I even like a modern garden because I live in a modern world and I want to find God in my modern world as well. So who doesn't love a great road trip anyway? Who doesn't love being out on the open road and seeing other things, because I can combine it with visiting cities and visiting museums and making sure that along my route I take a few minutes to sit in prayer, to talk to God. Thank you for watching the show. As always, please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. You can also read some of my parenting humor at kenswarner.com. You can follow me on Instagram, gardeners, follow me on Instagram at A Load of Shrubbery, or my humor site at Ken Swarner, both on Instagram. And you can actually see my garden at home at Room to Grow Designs on YouTube. I'm in the process of uploading a complete tour of the gardens. I'm working with 14 themes, rooms in my garden, and then slowly I'm putting together tours on each of them so you can see how I have designed a 14-room garden on a 3/4 acre lot. I really encourage you to go there and enjoy that and subscribe to that channel as well. Please check out my other videos here, and I look forward to continuing to bring you closer to God through gardening and through your parenting. Take care. God bless you.